Welcome dear students in today's lecture of methods of preparation of alkyl halides. We have discussed one method of preparation of alkyl halide and that was from halo acids, the reaction between alcohol and halo acids. Today we will start discussing few more methods of preparations in which first the remaining methods in which the starting compound is alcohol and different reagents we will treat with them. For example, the first today's reaction which we are discussing here, that is alcohol plus phosphorus halides, and phosphorus has two different valencies, one +3 and second +5. In +3 oxidation state, phosphorus when combines with halogens, it donates 3 electrons to phosphorus and forms phosphorus trihalide. You know the atomic number of phosphorus is 15. In first orbit it has 2 electrons, in second orbit it has 8 electrons, and in third orbit it has 5 electrons. Out of those 5 electrons, when that phosphorus donates 3 electrons to chloride or halide or bromide or iodide ion, then in this way the phosphorus acquires +3 oxidation state and 3 halides -3 oxidation state. So from alcohol we can prepare alkyl halides by treating them with phosphorus trichlorides also. And there is one more oxidation state of phosphorus which is +5, in which phosphorus donates all 5 electrons which are there in the last orbit of phosphorus. So it is px5. Here phosphorus acquires +5 oxidation state and 5 halides -5 oxidation state. Here in first case we have to understand that here 3 halide ions are there, therefore in +3 oxidation state we balance this reaction with respect to 3 halogens, and those 3 halogens those will take place of OH, means OH will displaced by halogen. Here are 3 halogens, therefore 3 OH could be displaced by 3 halogens, and here in the +3 oxidation state we balance this reaction by giving coefficient 3 to this ROH, means 3R and 3X, they form 3RX. In this way OH has removed 3 OH are removed from these 3 alcohol molecules and they have been replaced by these 3 halogens. And what is left behind? What is left behind? We get here 1 phosphorus and 3 OH, and they form a stable hydroxide of non-metal. And remember, hydroxides of non-metals are acids, and therefore they are not written in like hydroxides of metals. They are, means we represent hydroxides of metals like NaOH, KOH, AlOH3, but here phosphorus is non-metal, so we can't write POH3, but instead of that, because it is acid, we can write H3PO3, 3 hydrogen, 3 oxygen, 1 phosphorus. So POH3 is not a base, POH3 is a acid. And remember one more line, that hydroxides of metals are bases and hydroxides of non-metals are acids. Even sulfuric acid is also the hydroxide of sulfur. So here the side product is hydroxide of phosphorus, and therefore because of its acidic character we don't write POH3 but we write H3PO3. So this is the balanced reaction. Here these phosphorus trihalides and phosphorus pentahalides could be also prepared in situ by taking red phosphorus plus X2. If red phosphorus is treated with any halogen or halogen molecule, and if it is giving molecule of px3, then we have to balance this reaction by taking 3 coefficient here, because 3 atoms could not be prepared through the halogens whose molecule is in even number, means x2. Therefore we can take 6 halogens and we can treat them with 2 phosphorus so as to form 2 molecules of phosphorus trihalides. In the same manner, phosphorus, when it forms pentavalent halide, it reacts like this: p red phosphorus plus x2. If it is giving px5, then we have to take 5 molecules of halogen and treat with 2 atoms of phosphorus to form 2 molecules of phosphorus pentahalide. So therefore on the arrow we can write also red phosphorus plus x2 in this way. And in the second case, when ROH reacts with phosphorus pentahalide, it does not balance in a same manner like trihalide, because in trihalide, with respect to 3 halogens, we have taken 3 alcohol molecules. Here we do not balance like as per here there are 5 halogens, therefore 5 ROH to be taken. No, we will not balance this in this way, because in the phosphorus pentahalides, where phosphorus is pentavalent, there is one side product in which phosphorus is pentavalent, means pentavalency of phosphorus is maintained in the reaction. Here also trivalency of phosphorus was maintained in this acid also, because oxygen, each oxygen acquires -2 charge. There are 3 oxygen, therefore -6. Each hydrogen acquires +1 charge, therefore 3H, that means +3. So that 3 hydrogen plus 3, 1 phosphorus plus 3, and 3 oxygen -6. In this way, the total number of positive charges is equal to total number of negative charges in this phosphorus acid. Here also you can see that +3 valency of this phosphorus has maintained in the phosphorus acid also. In this case also, the +5 oxidation state of phosphorus will be maintained in one oxychloride or oxyhalide of that phosphorus. Its formula is POX3. Here 3 halogens -3, 1 oxygen -2, therefore phosphorus is carrying +5 oxidation state. Here the pentavalency of this phosphorus has maintained, and the side product phosphorus halide, phosphoryl halide, has obtained. With that also there is one side product which evolves during the course of this reaction, and that is simple halo acid, HX. So because of these side products, here we can count the number of halogens in the side product. Here is one halogen, here are 3 halogens. Therefore in this reaction only 1 halogen is remained. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. So out of 5 halogens, 4 halogens are entered into side products. Therefore we get only 1 halogen to displace this OH and to take its place, and therefore we get only 1 RX. And in this way a reaction is balanced by taking a single molecule of ROH, treating with single molecule of phosphorus halide, and we get single molecule of alkyl halide and side product POX3, in which phosphorus is pentavalent, and HX. So in this way, by just substituting these R with different alkyl groups, for example methyl, ethyl, I would try to write this first reaction. For example, if ethyl alcohol is treated with phosphorus trichloride, in first case that reaction will balanced with respect to 3 chlorine, therefore 3 alcohols are required here, and 3 OH groups will be displaced by 3 chloride ions, and in this way we will get 3 molecules of ethyl chloride, plus we will get the side product H3PO3, side product, for example H3PO3. In this case, this is the balanced reaction. In the phosphorus trihalide case, here plus 3 valency of this phosphorus has maintained in the side product also. While in second case, we can apply the same ethyl alcohol and see the reaction. By applying this specific alcohol in this general reaction, when this ethyl alcohol reacts with phosphorus pentachloride, you can take pentabromide also, and you will get 1 molecule of ethyl chloride plus 1 molecule of phosphoryl chloride plus 1 molecule of HCl. In this way, that reaction will balance in a simple manner without giving any coefficient. 1 molecule of ethyl alcohol will react with 1 molecule of phosphorus chloride, and it will give ethyl chloride and phosphoryl chloride and HCl. So these are the gaseous products that will evolve during the course of reaction. In this way, these reactions are you can use them, you can change different R groups and you can write those reactions. So this is the method of preparation of alkyl halide by using phosphorus halides. Next method, we will see that thionyl halides or thionyl chlorides. Same manner, we will take alcohol and we will treat it with sulfonyl chloride, or we can call it thionyl chloride. Same again, alcohol when treated with SOCl2. SOCl2 is known as thionyl chloride. Here we will write our expected product at first. What is our expected product? After the halogenation of this alcohol, we will get RCl, means alkyl chloride, and there are 2 gases which are evolved during this reaction. This SO and this oxygen, they combine with each other to form SO2, and one more the chlorine which is remain here, that 1 chlorine and 1 hydrogen, there is again 1 HCl gas, that is 1 molecule of HCl gas that is evolved during this reaction. Means when alcohol react with thionyl chloride, it gives alkyl chloride, sulfur dioxide and HCl. We will apply this, we will apply 1 alcohol, means we will change this R group and we can write in this way, CH3CH2OH. When ethyl alcohol react with sulfonyl chloride, it gives ethyl chloride plus evolution of SO2 gas and hydrogen chloride gas. In this way, we can convert this ethyl alcohol into ethyl chloride by using SO2. The one thing which has to be remembered here, that those 2 side product gases, SO2 and HCl, therefore we would think about the balancing this reaction in a very simple way without writing any coefficient. So this is the method of preparation of alkyl halide from thionyl chloride. The next method which we are going to discuss is the method which you have already studied in 11th standard, and that is from halo acids again, in which alkenes are treated with halo acids. Alkenes means compounds containing double bond. For example, CH2 double bond CH2. This is one example of alkene, and that is ethene. And its name is ethene. When it is treated with, for example, HCl, you can consider dissociation of HCl into H plus and Cl minus, and you can consider breaking of this double bond, a pi bond, second bond, and you can add one hydrogen to one carbon and one halogen to another carbon. In this way, one CH2 will become CH3 and that double bond will be broken and another CH2 will be attached to Cl. Here it is a simple addition reaction and you got here ethyl chloride. If you treat this with this ethene with HBr, you will get ethyl bromide. If this is HI, you will get ethyl iodide, so on. In the same manner, if we take another alkene and if we try to add halo acid into this, then what happens? For example, if propene is taken, CH3, CH double bond, CH2. For example, this is a propene. We will number this propene from that end which is closer to the functional group 1, 2 and 3. And if halo acid is to be added in this case, HBr, for example H plus Br minus, then here are two different products possible. First possible product is that if Br minus is attached to first carbon and H plus is taken by second carbon, then the product will be first carbon Br attached and second carbon hydrogen is added and this is third carbon. So the first expected product is 1 bromopropane. What is first product? 1 bromopropane. And if the addition is done in opposite manner, means if Br is attached to second carbon and if H plus is taken by first carbon, then we will attach Br to second carbon in this way. Br, the previous CH3 as it is, and this CH2 has now become CH3 after the addition of H plus into that, and the second product will be 2 bromopropane. Here there are two different possibilities, and among those two possibilities it has mentioned that 1 bromopropane is minor product, means it comes in less quantity, we get less quantity of it, and around 80% we get 2 bromopropane as a major product. Why does this happens? Why this product is minor and why this product is major? This has been explained by one rule, and that rule is Markovnikov's rule. You have studied this reaction in 11th standard, therefore it has not been mentioned in your textbook. So that according to Markovnikov's rule, if 2 bromopropane is the major product, then what does Markovnikov's rule say? That is very important. Markovnikov's rule says that during the addition of unsymmetrical reagents to an unsymmetrical alkenes, the negative part of the reagent goes to that carbon of carbon-carbon double bond which carries less number of hydrogen atom, and therefore according to Markovnikov's rule, bromide ion, which is the negative part of the reagent, should attach to carbon number 2 because it carries less number of hydrogen atom, and therefore according to Markovnikov's rule, major product is 2 bromopropane, where the bromine is attached to less attached to that carbon which carries less number of hydrogen atoms. And in this way, Markovnikov's rule could be applied on different alkenes. You can have different examples, from example but1 in, but2 in, pent2 in, paint one in, and you can try those, and there those examples are there in your textbook for the exercise. You can go through that and you can try to solve those reactions. So here this is Markovnikov's rule, which is applicable during the addition of unsymmetrical reagent to an unsymmetrical alkene, and in which negative part of the reagent goes to that carbon of carbon-carbon double bond which carries less number of hydrogen atom, and according to Markovnikov's rule 2-bromopropane is major product. In this way, halo acids could be added in alkenes and they could be converted into alkyl halides. In this case, if you want anti-Markovnikov's addition, anti-Markovnikov's rule addition means if you want 1-bromopropane as a major product and you want to change this scenario in an opposite manner, then there are peroxides which are used in this case to make this reaction in an opposite manner, and peroxides which when added in this reaction, that reaction goes in opposite manner. Peroxides are like benzoyl peroxide, sodium peroxide, those could be added in this reaction. You will get 1-bromo major product and 2-bromopropane as a minor product. Those are anti-Markovnikov's rules product. So this was the this was the, I think, third method of preparation from alkenes. This method of preparation of alkyl halide is not exactly the method of preparation of alkyl halide, but it is the just conversion of one alkyl halide into another alkyl halide. Therefore, that method is known as halogen exchange method. Its title says that there is an exchange of halogen, means one alkyl halide is going to be converted into another alkyl halide. Here we will take first reaction and its title is Finkelstein reaction. Its title is Finkelstein reaction. And remember, Finkelstein reaction is method of preparation of Ri. This important feature of this reaction which is necessary to keep in your mind, because the final product of Finkelstein reaction is Ri. Therefore, we have to treat any other alkyl halide. For example, other alkyl halide means now other than alkyl iodide. We have taken here alkyl chloride. When it is treated with sodium iodide, what happens here? Na plus Br minus. This chlorine gets removed, chloride ion gets removed, and it is substituted by iodide ion. Here you get Ri plus the side product Na plus and Cl minus. This is NaCl. You can also take Rbr. Here Rbr, when it is treated with, means alkyl bromide, when it is treated with NaI, Na plus I minus, this Br minus gets replaced and I minus gets substituted at the place of Br minus, and in this case you get Ri plus side product NaBr. We can apply this reaction on ethyl bromide. For example, ethyl bromide is treated with sodium iodide, a simple salt which is like sodium chloride. So when it is treated with sodium iodide, that ethyl bromide gets converted into ethyl iodide plus side product will be NaBr. In the same manner, if we take methyl alcohol and if it is treated with NaI, then if we take methyl chloride and if it is treated with NaI, then you will get methyl iodide and side product will be NaCl. This is a Finkelstein reaction. Finkelstein reaction is conversion of any alkyl halide into alkyl iodide by treating them with sodium iodide. In this way, alkyl chloride, when treated with sodium iodide, it gives alkyl iodide and chloride salt is side product. When alkyl bromide is treated with sodium iodide, it gives alkyl iodide and its sodium salt of bromide, sodium bromide. In this way, this is Finkelstein reaction. There is one more reaction in which halogen exchange takes place, and that name of that reaction is Schwarz reaction. And remember, Schwarz reaction is the method of conversion of any alkyl halide into alkyl fluoride. Therefore, alkyl halide, we will take one example here, RCl plus, when it is treated with fluorinating agent, means in which there are fluoride ions, that compound, for example, here is silver fluoride has taken here, and in this way what happens, Ag plus F minus, this Cl minus will be replaced by F minus, and you will get RF, means alkyl fluoride, and side product will be the precipitate of AgCl. In this way, means in Schwarz reaction, alkyl fluorides are prepared by using other alkyl halides by treating them with fluorinating agents or fluoride salts like silver fluoride. Another fluoride salt we can take, that is of mercury, Hg2F2, could be also prepared, could be also taken as a reagent. Another fluoride, AsF3, arsenic fluoride. Here oxidation state of arsenic is +3, 3 fluorides -3. Here Hg plus F minus, 2Hg, 2F2. Again, you can take antimony fluoride also, SbF3, Sb plus 3, F minus 3. I would try, or I would show you one reaction with this trivalent antimony salt, in which antimony is trivalent. For example, if we take RBr and if we treat with SbF3 antimony fluoride, then what happens? 3 fluorides are here available, and therefore 3 alkyl bromides are to be taken here, and they will give us 3 molecules of RF. Plus now this antimony fluoride would lose its fluoride ions, and the bromide ion would take the place of these fluoride ions, so that side product would be antimony bromide, Sb3 plus Br3 minus. In this way, you can write various reactions by taking examples. For example, we will take CH3, CH2, Cl, ethyl chloride. When it is treated with silver fluoride, AgF, then what happens? Ag plus F minus, this chloride will be replaced by this fluoride, and you will get CH3, CH2F, means ethyl fluoride, and side product would be AgCl, silver halide precipitate, or that will deposit at the bottom of the container. Here, in this way, we have been able to convert alkyl halides into alkyl fluorides, and that reaction is known as Schwarz reaction. So the next reaction which we will discuss is the electrophilic substitution reaction, in which aryl halides are prepared. So the electrophilic word, its meaning is, the word electrophile means electron loving, means the species which loves electrons. So while discussing electrophilic substitution reaction, we have to understand the term electrophilic. Electrophilic means electron loving, means positively charged species, and through these reactions we make aryl halides, means aromatic starting compound, and any on any aromatic system, if anything is to be substituted, then obviously it has to be substituted by removing H on that aromatic system. And when H plus is removed, it gets removed like H plus. Therefore, H plus, which is positively charged species, and therefore its substitution is known as electrophilic substitution. So if we want to prepare haloarene, that means we have to displace this H plus by halo plus, and that halo plus could be prepared from that halogen molecule. Here I have taken Cl2 molecule, and it has considered that it has dissociated into Cl plus and Cl minus, and here in this case that Cl plus will displace this H plus, and therefore this is electrophilic substitution reaction. Here simple benzene is not taken in your textbook. There is a methyl benzene which is considered, or which has taken as a starting compound of aromatic nature. And here toluene or methyl benzene, when it is treated with chlorine in presence of catalyst like Fe or other Lewis acid catalyst, we can take the examples of those Lewis acids. Those can be used, this alkylation of aromatic compound, and those examples are FeCl3, for example AlCl3. For the bromination, if you want to treat this aromatic hydrocarbon with bromine, then you can take AlBr3 also, you can take FeBr3 also in this way. And so as to get this molecule broken into cation and anion, we have to maintain the darkness during this reaction, because if there is sunlight, in 11th standard you have studied that those halogens and even those hydrocarbons break into symmetrical manner to produce free radicals. Means you will not get cation and anion of chlorine if there is a sunlight. You will get this bond broken in this way. Cl and Cl bond will be broken in a symmetrical manner, and this will give you Cl dot plus another Cl dot in presence of sunlight. Okay, and you will not get Cl plus and Cl minus, because in presence of sunlight that bonds gets broken in a symmetrical manner. The bond in between chlorine and chlorine gets broken in a symmetrical manner to produce Cl dot and another Cl dot. Here we have considered one chlorine as a plus, another chlorine as a minus, and therefore sunlight should not be entered in this reaction, and this reaction has to be maintained in a dark condition. What happens in this case? This one chlorine which is going to be substituted at the place of this hydrogen, that takes place for this monosubstituted benzene ring on there is a one methyl group. That substitution only takes place at 2 and 4 position with respect to this methyl group. Means by considering the methyl carrying carbon first, we will number this ring by clockwise manner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And it has been observed that because of this plus I effect, you will discuss it later on, because of this methyl group, this chlorine plus gets substituted only on second carbon and 4 carbon. And in another words, in common name system, the second position and 6th position, which is very next to this methyl, or very first closer position to this methyl group, those positions, position 2 and position 6 are known as ortho, and 3 and 5 positions which are next to that second position, and those are 3 and 5 positions, those are known as meta. In common name system, those positions are not shown by those numbers 2 and 6 or 3 and 5, but they are shown by these prefixes ortho and meta. And the only one 4 position for this monosubstituted benzene ring, for with respect to this methyl, the position 4 is known as para. And if it has if it has suggested that because of this plus I effect of methyl group, the substitution takes place 2 and 4 position. That means the substitution takes place at ortho and para position. So the first expected product of this reaction would be that chlorotoluene in which there is chlorine at second carbon, which has taken place of this hydrogen. So this is orthochlorotoluene. So common name is orthochlorotoluene, or its IUPAC name could be like this: 1, 2, second position there is a chloro, so this is 2-chlorotoluene. And one more product which is there, that in which the hydrogen at the fourth carbon has been replaced by chlorine, and that second product will be like this: CH3 and substitution of chlorine at fourth position. Its name, common name will be para-chlorotoluene, or in IUPAC name it would be 4, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4. At the fourth position there is chloro, so its name will be 4-chlorotoluene. And the side product, because those two hydrogens which are removed in those products, two hydrogens would combine with those two chloride ions and they would form two molecules of HCl, H plus Cl minus. So that count number of chlorine here: 1, 2, 3. So there are two chlorides, 2 chlorine, for example, third chlorine, fourth. So we need here 4 chlorine atoms, for example, and in the molecule, so that twice of chlorine. We will write 2Cl2. And as you can see here, 2 benzene rings are there. That means we have to take the 2 toluene molecules and we have to write coefficient 2 here. In this way, this reaction gets balanced. Means 2 molecules of toluene reacts with 2 molecules of chlorine in presence of catalyst Fe in dark condition, which gives two products. One is ortho substitution product, another is para substitution product, in which we get orthochlorotoluene and para-chlorotoluene, or 2-chlorotoluene or 4-chlorotoluene. This was our second last method, and the last method of preparation of alkyl halides or monohalo derivatives, and that last method is Sandmeyer's method, in which we will also prepare the haloarenes. Here the electrophilic substitution reaction gives us haloarenes. This thing has to be remembered, that electrophilic substitution reaction gives us haloarenes. So last method of preparation of haloarenes is Sandmeyer's method, or Sandmeyer's process. In this process, diazosalts are treated with copper chloride, means salt of copper having +1 oxidation state, and that diazo compounds are converted into chlorobenzene, halobenzene, means chlorobenzene, iodobenzene, bromobenzene, like this. So diazo compounds are those in which there is a nitrogen-nitrogen triple bond. Azo means nitrogen-nitrogen triple bond, and 2 nitrogens are there, therefore this is diazo. But the nitrogen which is carrying positive charge has one more bond than that of its valency, because you know the valency of nitrogen is 3 and there are 4 bonds, so that it acquires a positive charge, and because of that positive charge the suffix come to this is NiUm. So the name of this ion is diazonium ion, and if chloride is attached to this, for example, this is diazonium chloride. This is a compound which is obtained by the reaction of aniline with HNO2. nitrous acid and HCl. This mixture is treated, means the mixture of aniline. We will also discuss the same reaction in the 13th chapter. Therefore, in your textbook it has not shown in this chapter. Therefore, it has written in your textbook that we will discuss this in 13th chapter, but we are now discussing it here, right here. And these diazonium chlorides, diazo salts, how they are prepared? They are prepared by treating aniline with the mixture of nitrous acid and hydrochloric acid at 0 degrees Celsius, means 273 Kelvin. You get this diazo salt, and this is very convenient to convert these diazo salts into haloarenes, means chlorobenzenes. You can see that if this diazo salt, diazonium chloride, for example, if it is treated with the copper cuprous chloride, what is the name of this compound? Cuprous chloride, because this CO is plus Cu is +1 and Cl is -1. If it is treated with cuprous chloride, a kind of we can consider that kind of rearrangement takes place here. This chloride gets attached to this benzene ring, and this nitrogen gas gets evolved from this compound, and therefore you get chlorobenzene and nitrogen gas evolved. You can even treat it with CuBr, and you can have bromide salt of this. You can say diazonium bromide, and you will get, again, by treating with Cu plus Br minus cuprous bromide salt, you will get this compound known as bromobenzene with the evolution of N2 gas. So in this way you can convert diazonium halides or diazonium salts, aryl diazonium halide. General name of this diazonium salt is aryl diazonium halide, means benzene diazonium bromide, benzene diazonium chloride. When treated with copper plus oxidation salt, means those salts which are having copper plus oxidation state, and then you will get the chlorobenzene, means halobenzene. In this case we have treated this copper diazonium chloride with this CuCl, and we got here chlorobenzene. When we treated diazonium bromide with CuBr, we got bromobenzene. In this way, these are the methods of preparation of haloarenes and haloalkanes. Thank you.